Hi there. This video contains a small truth that could quietly extend your life. If you care about aging well and staying independent for as long as possible, type the number 1 in the comments right now. Let's see how many of us are ready to take control of our health starting today. Here's the thing. Most of us think we've got hygiene covered. We shower, we brush, we move on. But according to new health research and decades of medical insight, 87% of people are skipping or cleaning the wrong body parts. And over time, that's doing more harm than good, especially for older adults. These aren't just surface level concerns. Neglecting these spots can lead to infections, inflammation, skin breakdown, and even impact how your immune system functions. And yet, the fix? It takes less than 2 minutes a day. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 specific areas on your body that need more attention than you might think. Some you've heard about, but others you may have never considered. And trust me, when we get to the last one, you might be surprised to find you've been ignoring it your entire life. So if you've ever wondered, am I doing enough to support my health each day? This is for you. Let's get started. Let's start with something you use every day, but probably never think of as part of your immune system, your tongue. Most people associate the tongue with taste or maybe with bad breath. But what you might not realize is that this small organ plays a huge role in protecting or compromising your health. That's because the tongue is home to tiny grooves and ridges that easily trap food particles, bacteria, dead cells, and even toxins. If they're not removed daily, those microbes don't just sit there. They can enter your bloodstream through tiny cuts or inflamed gums. Over time, this can lead to more than just a bad taste in your mouth. Poor tongue hygiene has been linked to chronic inflammation, weakened immunity, and even heart disease. Yes, your heart. That's because oral bacteria have a direct pathway into your circulatory system where they can cause damage quietly over time. But here's the good news. Cleaning your tongue takes less than a minute, and it's incredibly easy. Here's how to do it right. Step 1. Use a tongue scraper, not just your toothbrush. Scrapers are designed to gently lift debris from the tongue surface. Step 2. Start at the back of your tongue and gently pull forward. Rinse and repeat about 3 to 4 times. Step 3. Rinse your mouth thoroughly with warm water or an alcohol-free mouthwash. For those with a sensitive gag reflex, start closer to the middle of the tongue and ease your way back gradually over time. Let me tell you about Margaret. She's 68 and had dealt with bad breath and frequent indigestion for years. Nothing helped until her dentist asked a simple question. Do you clean your tongue? She started using a scraper every morning and night. Within 2 weeks, not only did her breath improve, so did her digestion. Her dentist noticed healthier gums, and she even said food tasted better. Sometimes the smallest shift creates the biggest ripple. But while your tongue affects what goes into your body, the next part will cover affects how you move through the world, and neglecting it could quietly steal your balance and your independence. Let's take a moment to talk about your feet, the part of your body that carries you through every step of life, and yet, for most people, is quietly neglected. You might rinse them in the shower, let the water run over, maybe give them a quick rub, but unless you're actively washing between the toes, checking for dryness or swelling, or moisturizing properly, there's a good chance you're missing critical signs that your body is trying to send you. Neglecting your feet isn't just about dry skin or odor. It's about your independence. Here's why this matters so much, especially as we age. Feet are one of the first areas to show signs of poor circulation. Cracked heels can turn into open sores or infections, especially for diabetics. Fungal infections, like athlete's foot, thrive in the damp spaces between toes, often going unnoticed until they spread. And worst of all, Foot pain leads to instability, and instability leads to falls, the single most common reason seniors lose their freedom. But a little attention each day can go a long way. Here's a simple routine. Wash your feet daily using warm, not hot, water and mild soap. Use your hands or a soft cloth to clean between every toe. Think of it like dusting between blinds. You can't skip the creases. Dry them thoroughly, especially between the toes, where trapped moisture often breeds fungus. Moisturize your soles and heels, but avoid putting lotion between the toes. That skin needs to breathe. Once a week, elevate your feet for 10-15 minutes to boost circulation and give them a gentle massage. It helps more than you think. And be mindful. Check for swelling, discoloration, numbness, or cuts that don't heal. These are not small signs. They're your body's early warning system. Let me share what Tom, age 73, told me after starting this exact routine. I didn't realize how much tension I was holding in my feet. I feel steadier now. Even walking feels lighter. We talk a lot about staying active, but without healthy feet, movement becomes fear, not freedom. Now let's head upward, because under your arms lies a detox system few people even realize needs cleaning. Your armpits aren't just about sweat and deodorant. In fact, they're home to one of the most underappreciated parts of your immune system, your lymph nodes. These small but powerful filters sit quietly beneath the skin of your underarms, helping your body process and eliminate toxins. But here's the problem. When this area becomes clogged with product buildup, sweat residue, and dead skin cells, the body's natural detox process gets backed up, and you might not even know it. Most people think that if they don't smell, they're clean. But odor isn't the only issue. Layering deodorant without proper cleansing can trap bacteria, leading to irritation, rashes, and even swollen lymph nodes. And it's not just what's left behind, it's what we're putting on. Many commercial antiperspirants contain aluminum, parabens, and alcohols, which can block pores and throw off the body's ability to sweat naturally. Over time, this can lead to persistent underarm odor, even after showering, painful bumps or cysts under the skin, and in some cases, weakened immune response due to lymphatic congestion. But the fix? It's simpler than you think. Here's a gentle underarm routine you can do weekly. Mix 1 tablespoon of baking soda with 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and a little water until it forms a soft paste. Apply to clean, dry underarms. Leave it on for about 5-7 minutes, then rinse off with warm water. Follow with a natural aluminum-free deodorant, or go without for the evening to let your skin breathe. And for daily care, be sure to wash with gentle circular motions, not just a swipe of soap. Rinse thoroughly and let the skin dry fully before applying any product. I'll never forget Barbara. She was 65 and dealt with itchy red underarms for years. She assumed it was age or sensitivity until she changed her underarm routine. No more harsh sprays, just warm water, natural soap, and a weekly detox mask. Within 1 week, her rashes were gone. And more importantly, she said, I finally felt like my skin could breathe again. So if you've been treating your armpits like an afterthought, it's time to give them the care they deserve. Now, let's talk about something as basic as breathing, but it may be the habit that's silently affecting your sleep and immunity. Take a deep breath. Now think about this. Your nose is your body's very first line of defense against everything in the air: dust, allergens, viruses, even bacteria. And yet, it's one of the most neglected parts of personal hygiene. Most of us only pay attention to our nose when we're congested. But letting dirt, pollen, and pollutants build up inside your nasal passages can lead to chronic inflammation, poor oxygen flow, and even weakened immune response over time. In older adults, this can quietly show up as brain fog, frequent sinus infections, and restless sleep. Here's what's happening. When your nose is blocked, less oxygen reaches your brain and body while you sleep. That's why you may wake up feeling tired, groggy, or even dizzy, despite getting a full night's rest. But there's a simple habit that can change everything: daily nasal rinsing. It's easier than you think. Start with a saline rinse, either from a pre-filled bottle or a homemade mix of warm, sterile water with a pinch of salt and baking soda. Gently flush one nostril at a time, letting the water flow through and out the other side. Follow it up with steam inhalation. Just a bowl of hot water and a towel over your head for 5 minutes. Breathe deeply. Let the heat loosen up mucus and clear your sinuses. And here's an important note. Don't rely on over-the-counter nasal sprays long term. They may give fast relief, but overuse can dry out and damage your nasal tissue, leaving you worse off in the long run. Let me tell you about Jack. He's 70, and for years he woke up congested and reliant on allergy meds. But once he added a simple morning and evening rinse, something shifted. He said, "My sleep got deeper, and I stopped reaching for pills every night. I feel clearer, like I'm finally breathing all the way in." The truth is, clean nasal passages equals cleaner breathing, better sleep, and a stronger defense against illness. Okay, now for the one spot you probably never think about, but it might be hosting over 60 strains of bacteria. Let's talk about your belly button. It's a place you probably haven't thought about since childhood. Your belly button. It seems harmless, just a little dent in the middle of your abdomen. But for many people, especially as we age, it becomes an invisible trap for sweat, oils, soap residue, dead skin cells, and even fabric lint. All of that collects deep in the navel's creases, creating a warm, dark, slightly moist environment. And for bacteria and fungus, that's paradise. What most people don't realize is that your belly button can quietly become a breeding ground for infection. And because we don't often check there, things can go unnoticed until they become uncomfortable or even dangerous. In fact, one study found that over 60 different types of bacteria have been identified in the average adult belly button. That includes strains that, when allowed to multiply, can lead to rashes, unpleasant odors, redness, itching, and even skin infections like yeast or cellulitis. And here's the catch. Aging skin is more delicate. It takes longer to heal. So what starts as mild irritation can quickly turn into something more serious. That's why a clean belly button is about more than hygiene. It's about prevention. So how do you care for it properly? Here's a simple, safe routine you can follow. 1. Daily, gentle soap plus warm water. During your shower, take a few seconds to give your belly button real attention. Use your fingers or a soft cloth with mild soap and warm water to clean inside the navel. If you have a deeper or any belly button, gently press and swish the cloth in small circles to reach into the creases. 2. Rinse thoroughly, then dry completely after washing. Rinse carefully and dry the area with a clean, soft towel. Moisture left behind is what allows bacteria and fungus to thrive. Use a cotton swab if needed, but be gentle. Never use fingernails or sharp tools, as they can scratch the skin and make things worse. 3. Weekly. Deep clean with witch hazel or alcohol. Once a week, take a cotton pad and apply a small amount of witch hazel or rubbing alcohol. Gently wipe inside your belly button to remove any lingering oil, buildup, or bacteria. This deep clean can keep the area fresh and prevent infection. 4. Watch for warning signs. Redness, tenderness, discharge, or an unusual smell. These are signs of possible infection. Don't ignore them. Especially if you're diabetic or have reduced circulation, it's important to get checked by your doctor early. Let me share Helen's story. She's 75 and had been dealing with a persistent red patch just below her navel for over 2 years. She tried changing laundry detergents. She thought it was heat rash, but nothing worked. Then, during a checkup, her nurse gently cleaned her belly button with witch hazel. What came out shocked Helen. Years of unnoticed buildup. So she added a quick belly button cleanse to her shower routine. And within just 2 weeks, the redness faded. No more itching. No more irritation. I can't believe I ignored it for so long, she said. It's like my skin is breathing again. It's a powerful reminder that even the smallest, most overlooked part of the body deserves care, especially as we get older when our skin is more vulnerable and our immune systems are slower to respond. So tonight, when you step into the shower, don't rush past your middle. Pause. Reach. Clean. Dry. It only takes 30 seconds, but it can help prevent weeks of discomfort or a trip to the doctor later. So we've covered 5 key spots: your tongue, your feet, your armpits, your nose, and now your belly button. But what do you do next? How do you turn this into a daily habit that feels doable, not overwhelming? Let's bring it all together with a routine you can start tonight. Here's the truth we often forget. You don't need expensive creams, a private health coach, or a fancy spa to take great care of your body. What you really need is 3 quiet minutes. Just 3. Because inside those 3 minutes is something powerful. The chance to build a daily habit that supports your strength, your cleanliness, your immune system, and your dignity. Let's pull it all together now. This is your 3-minute daily hygiene reset. A simple checklist you can do in the shower or right after. Think of it as a quick tune-up for the parts of your body that work hardest and get forgotten fastest. Zone 1, your tongue, the forgotten immune organ. Time: 30 seconds after brushing your teeth. Gently scrape or brush your tongue from back to front. Do this 3-4 times. Rinse thoroughly. Why it matters. This removes bacteria that cause bad breath, supports gut health, and may even lower your risk of heart issues by reducing inflammation. Tip: do it morning and night for best results. Zone 2, your feet, the foundation of your independence. Time: 45 seconds. Wash with warm water and mild soap. Focus on the soles between the toes and around the nails. Rinse and dry completely, especially between toes. Why it matters. Clean feet help prevent fungal infections, improve circulation, and protect balance, especially as we age. Tip: apply a dab of foot cream to heels, but skip the toes to avoid moisture buildup. Zone 3, your armpits, where detox begins. Time: 30 seconds. Use small circular motions to clean with soap and water. Rinse well. Let dry before applying deodorant. Why it matters. This area filters toxins through lymph nodes. When clogged with buildup, it can't do its job, and that can affect your immune health. Tip: once a week, try a natural detox with baking soda and apple cider vinegar. Zone 4, your nose, the breath of immunity. Time: 30 seconds. Use a saline spray or neti pot to flush your nasal passages once a day, or take a moment to breathe steam from a warm shower. Why it matters. Clean nasal passages mean better oxygen flow, fewer infections, and clearer sleep. Tip: stay consistent. It supports your immune system long term. Zone 5, your belly button, the hidden infection zone. Time: 30 to 45 seconds. Gently wash with a warm soapy cloth. Rinse and pat dry. Once a week, use witch hazel or alcohol on a cotton swab for a deeper clean. Why it matters. Your navel can trap sweat, bacteria, and dead skin, creating a hidden pocket of infection risk. Tip: if you notice redness, odor, or itching, don't wait. Clean it gently and keep an eye on it. Total time: around 3 minutes. Just 180 seconds to care for the 5 areas that most people overlook, and that quietly affect how we feel every single day. You can even print this checklist out and tape it to your bathroom mirror, not as a rule, but as a gentle reminder that your body is worth caring for, every inch of it. And here's something I want to leave you with. These aren't just hygiene tips. They're small acts of self-respect, of self-preservation, and of self-love. Because aging well isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about staying connected to yourself, noticing the signals your body gives you, responding with kindness instead of neglect. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be present. That's what these 3 minutes are really about. And before we go, there's one last thing I want you to carry with you, not just into your next shower, but into your next chapter. Let's take a breath together. You've just walked through 5 areas of the body that often get overlooked, yet quietly shape how we age, how we feel, and how we move through the world. And maybe you're realizing, like I did, that health isn't about big changes or big promises. It's about noticing, tuning in, and choosing, even just once a day, to care more deeply for the body you're in. So here's your gentle reminder. You don't have to do it all. You don't need to be perfect. Your health journey is not a checklist. It's a rhythm. And sometimes the smallest thing, like washing a part of your body a little more mindfully, can shift everything. Let me ask you, which of these 5 surprised you the most? Was it the tongue, the nose, the humble belly button? Leave a comment and let me know. I read every single one, and your words might help someone else on the same path. And if this video spoke to you, even just one part of it, I'd be honored if you hit subscribe. Each week, I share simple, practical, and deeply respectful health advice for people over 60 who still believe in the power of small, steady habits. Because this phase of life isn't about slowing down, it's about showing up with care. And I'll leave you with this. Sometimes living longer doesn't come from a pill or a plan. It comes from something as simple as a soft cloth, a bit of warm water, and a few extra seconds of attention. Take care of your body. It's taken care of you for a long time, and it still has so much life left to live.